G'day guys, you may have noticed the Arsehole of the Week award that I gave that Vanguard security cock that decided to undercut and, you know, blame me for being in the fast lane. I found it interesting that after I lodged that complaint, all of a sudden this troll called Joe Blogs starts hitting hard. I can only guess, and this is a fairly good enough presumption, that Joe Blogs could have been the driver of the vehicle, or at least works for Vanguard Security. But these are some of the clips. Now, what trolls tend to do, especially the cowardly ones, is they tend to post a comment on a video and then they remove it, so I can't respond, even though my notifications, you know, the bell still comes up, so I click on the notification. I still get to see at least the first few lines before it, you know, comes up with read more, and I don't get to see the whole comment, like I care. But what cracks me up is they will leave these comments and then think, oh, you know, they can get away with it. Well, I screen capture things like that, and this cock Joe Blogs, get this, right? This is one of the first clips he sent me. Was Joe Blogs commented, "Are you one of those losers who sits in the fast lane blocking traffic passing, then claims others are speeding? Your so-called video shows no speed infringement, so for all we can," and that's all it says. I'm guessing can tell or can see. You know, I grab people's speeds and I record things like that. I have no delusions of ever wanting to be a cop, never wanted to be, never care to. But what I can do, because of course I'm not an authorised operator, am I? I'm not someone who can dish out fines to willy-nilly to the public, but what I can do is, if dickheads like that are going to drive stupid on the bloody roads, I can record them. The speed camera device, he's just lucky I didn't have the speedo thing going so the camera could film it. But that wasn't the point. The point was reporting him as a bad driver. He undertook without safe distances, and he drove all through the fucking idiots and then decided just to pull over. I don't know if it was because he realised I was following him. I don't know, nor care. Now, I did report him to Vanguard, and I did report him as a bad driver to the police and attached the clip, so, which is relevant to one of his questions. So to this first, you know, cowardice fucking comment that he's put, I'm not one of these losers that sits in the fast lane, and in fact you might have noticed I was about to be passing the car that was in the other lane. So no, I wasn't. But it's interesting how Joe Blogs and people can assume that. I don't really give a fuck what their views are, but I just find this stuff really quite amusing. Another couple of comments from him was, I love how you block comments that hide your bullshit activity. You're a fucking loser. This guy clearly has an issue with the word loser because he uses it in every comment. So I block comments, do I? No, I just report abusive ones, and I block trolls like this after I've had a guts full of just reading them. If they want to be nasty and vicious, that's fine. Perhaps, Joe Blogs, I might go and sit outside Vanguard Security over in Rosedale there and see if you guys like a bit of public photography, if you cunts are going to keep doing this sort of shit. And as far as I'm concerned, this guy clearly works for Vanguard, because I've never heard from him before, but he jumps onto this one straight after being reported to his boss about his bad driving. So anonymity may work for him, perhaps it doesn't. And then he also asked this other comment, how did the police report go, you fucking wanna cop loser, or wanna be cop loser? You know, I don't want to be a cop, and I find it ironic that someone that worked for Vanguard Security because perhaps they couldn't pass the cop test are now working as a... So you see the irony in that? Someone who's working as a security guard, i.e. wannabe cop, saying, I want to be a cop? No, I just want to catch fuckheads on the road and put them up on blast into the goulash that is YouTube, because that's far more effective than getting them or him hit in the pocket, or his boss getting hit in the pocket. You know, as far as I'm concerned, fire the fucker, because Vanguard, this dickhead ain't making your business looking any better. And then of course there's another one here, and this is the one that sparks the phone call that you're about to listen to. By the way, this video has been reported to New Zealand Police as to illegal use of equipment held by New Zealand Police. Enjoy your 5 minutes of fame, loser. Good to see old Joe's being consistent. I'm glad it's been reported. I rang up to find out about it. There is nothing. And how is it an illegal use of it? There is no law against using speed detection devices. And what do you mean by use of equipment held by police? That equipment's not held by police, it's in my fucking vehicle. Didn't come from police. History of it's nothing to do with police. But this is just someone trying to get back for being reported to the police as a bad driver. So, without further ado, here was the phone call from the New Zealand Police when I decided to ring them up and point out this dickhead's fucking mentality.
If you are calling to follow up on an existing police report or to launch a new non-emergency report, go online to 105.police.govt.nz. Otherwise, please continue to hold.
Good morning, New Zealand Police. Tim speaking. How can I help?
G'day Tim, how are you, mate?
Good, how are you?
Oh, box of fluffy ducks as always. I've got a bit of an interesting question for you, mate. Now, in my car, I have a Stalker dual DSR radar detector, exactly the same as police issue. Is it illegal for me to have that?
That's a really good question. I mean, I'm not... Probably my first question of many calls I've got about radar detectors.
The reason I ask is I caught a Vanguard security car that undertook me on the motorway about a week ago. Posted them up on YouTube, reported it to the police as bad driver, rung Vanguard security, gave them the plate, time, date, sent them the footage, did everything I should do. Now, I've had a reply from this guy, and I'm suspecting he was the driver of the vehicle, but he's gone under Joe Blogs, and he goes, and there's a comment here saying 6 days ago, by the way, this video has been reported to New Zealand Police as illegal use of equipment held by New Zealand Police. So, first off, I got the radar detector from a mate who bought it from an old forestry vehicle. I believe they used it to check the forestry trucks weren't speeding. So it's never been held by police as far as I'm aware. He bought it at an auction and gave it to me because he knows I love using it.
Yeah, so, that makes sense. I mean, I've just checked my resources. I mean, as far as I can see, it's legal.
Yeah.
It has been for 40 years.
Well, it must be legal, otherwise you guys can't use it. But it's just, he seems to think it's held by New Zealand Police, and yet...
Yeah. I understand, you know, I mean, social media comments, you know.
Oh, yeah, he's a troll. But I'm just always like to cover my backside and make sure that, I mean, I know it's against the law to interfere with the operation of a speed measuring device, but, you know, and it doesn't say operated by police, so if I get pulled over and I have my device on and a cop turns it off, he's actually committing an offence. But, yeah, it does my head in to think that people think that police have the carte blanche to use it, and yet no one else can. I mean, you can buy a handheld speeder to...
Yeah, I don't know specifically about what police, because we do have powers, you know, police officers specifically. I don't know exactly. I mean, I would seek legal advice, or you can do an official information act request. Like, legally, you can ask that question.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a good suggestion. Actually, I'll do an RFI form for you guys and just send it in. I've done many OIAs, but yeah, RFI if I'm doing it to the police. All good.
I just can't do the but if you do an OIA request through the website, you can actually get a direct answer from New Zealand.
Yeah, good suggestion.
Then please, okay, but I'm going to have to let you go.
No, that's all right. I know you're busy.
Thanks a lot for your call, okay? Just
Appreciate it.
like a fire alarm. Right, appreciate
Thanks,
your
Tim.
call.
See ya.
Thanks a lot. All right, take
Bye. Care. Bye. Police have got a fire alarm going. He's got to go. Oh my